I'm back on the rare breed topic like herpes. I'm back on rare breed like warts. Why do I always compare it to STDs? That doesn't... Maybe we'll just start without that. Anyway, a lot of you guys have been asking, how does rare breed pay for all these lawsuits? Like, they're constantly suing people. What's going on here? Is the government funding this? Is this something that the ATF's paying for? Where is this money coming from? Before we get into that, I want to remind you that I'm permanently demonetized from YouTube. The best way to support the channel is shopping at Only Tactical Fans at Shopify.com. I have tourniquets there, MREs, all the cool stuff you guys would like, t-shirts, just, America. That's what's at Only Tactical Fans at Shopify.com. So check it out. There's probably something there you didn't know you needed. You didn't know you needed, but now you need it because you've seen it. So definitely check it out. Anywho, let's get into it. Now, I was going to go into crazy detail, but oddly enough, while I was prepping for this video, Stromboli started talking about that he was going to do this video tomorrow.
Someone tagged me on Twitter and asked and just tagged me how Rare Breed can afford all of their litigation. I have a video that I'm going to do in the morning. I haven't done it yet, but I want to show you some of the research I've done.
So I'm pulling back some of the details. Check out his channel right there. He's going to cover this in more depth tomorrow. A lot more information on that. So if you want the real nerdy stuff of what's going on, that's where you're going to want to get it. So let's get into it. Let's start with their finances. And we're going to be going off just public information. I literally typed into ChatGPT, how many units did Rare Breed sell? And because of their lawsuit in New York and all the problems they had with the ATF, it's actually pretty well documented. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that isn't documented, but generally, it'll give us a ballpark of what's going on. So, the prosecutor said in the lawsuit in 2023 that they sold 80,000+ units. Then later amended that to 100,000 units. And this is in 2023. Now, I couldn't find, well, the AI couldn't find anything from 2023 to 2025, so whatever they sold from 2023 to 2025 is a mystery. But I'm assuming it's probably thousands of units because they were using all that sketchy, like, red beard triggers and mailing stuff around, so who knows? The point is, we're just going to label this at 100,000. We know it's clearly more than that, but we're just going to say 100,000. So that's quite a bit of units. All right, in 2025, after they got their settlement, they bragged in under a month. They say a couple of weeks, but obviously if it was a month, they would have said a month. So in some period less than a month, they were bragging about selling 6,000 units as soon as they got their settlement. So not bad at all. So if you take that number, we're talking about 6,000 in less than a month. So we're just going to round it up to 7,000. Is it more? Is it less? We don't know. This is a legitimate guess, but 6,000 in less than a month, so we're just going to say 7,000 in a month, okay? I don't know if this was 6,000 in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. If it was 2 weeks, then it's probably 12,000 in a month. If it was 3 weeks, it's probably, like 7,000 a month. So, they got their settlement May 16th, 2025. So how many would that be from then till now? Over a 9-month period at 7,000 a month, we're looking at 63,000 units they probably sold. Now the AI was finding a price discrepancy on the internet from $375 to $525. So anywhere in between there. We're just going to pick the number 400 because it's a nice, easy number. It's easy to do math on. It's right in the center. So at 163,000 units that we know of, it could be more, it could be substantially more, but again, in the lawsuit, 100,000 units, and then at 7,000 units a month, 163,000 units, that would be $65,200,000 is what they grossed. Now, net is obviously different because you have cost of manufacturing. I'm told these things are a big pile of junk, so there's probably not a lot in manufacturing, maybe $100. And then you have the legal fees that they were going through with the ATF, all traveling around, costs of everything. Like there's a lot of overhead. We don't know what that is. That number could be anything. It could be $100 per unit. It could be $300 per unit. I'm assuming because of all their competitive options are like around $275, $300. I'm guessing the cost per unit to manufacture is probably like $75 to $100. So 25% of this $65 million would have went to overhead, and then the rest would have been profit. I don't know that. Again, that's a guess. Who knows? So, what does that mean? Gross. Since day one, even when they were shut down, all the ones that we're not counting, all that stuff, like that's over there. Like, they're shut down for a period of time. There's a whole bunch we don't even know about. But the ones we do know about, since the day they opened, they've been averaging about $12.4 million per year. Now, again, Stromboli is going to go into details. He's got spreadsheets and all of that. Like, the prosecutor was showing them playing shell games with the money, trying to hide it because they thought they might lose the case. And all the places they're sending the money to. So the places the government could find, there was something like $40 million, $39 million being shuffled around. And if they have $39 million being shuffled around on 100,000 units, that means it's pretty profitable. Because that would be like $390 profit out of the $400 that they're charging for it. Well, what would that be? Yeah, so 39 million on 100,000 units. Yeah, it's like $390 or something they're making per unit. If that's all they sold was 100,000 units. We don't know, and that's just money that they're showing being shuffled around. So obviously it's profit because otherwise it would have went to manufacturing costs and stuff like that. Anywho, so out of that, that's how they're paying for all the lawsuits. At $12 million a year, even if you throw $2 million just to lawsuits, and we'll say, let's pretend, okay, let's back this train up. Beep, beep, beep. We'll pretend that it's only 50% profitable. It's not. They're making way more than 50%. We'll just 50% profitable. We'll say they're only making $6 million of profit every year. If they took just $2 million of that and sent that to lawsuits, you know how many lawsuits you could file with $2 million? And that's not like because they're just giving that to the lawyer and it's not going through like a gun rights organization or something like that. It's actually going to lawsuits. $2 million in lawsuits is a shit ton of lawsuits. And you got to remember, in the ATF letter, they said they're not going to help with lawsuits or anything like that. So, they're paying for this all themselves. The government's not paying for it. They're willfully going out and attacking all of these companies. And remember, it doesn't say that they have to do anything. All it says they have to do is defend their patent if they believe in good faith, that's the key language here, that their patent's being infringed on. And that was the 223 patent. All these other patents and people are going after, these are patents they picked up after the fact. Yeah, now that they own them, they have to defend them, but they didn't have to get those other patents. They didn't have to go after the super safeties. They could have just defended the 223 patent. So, we'll have to see what happens there. Why is that all going on? I don't know, but that's who's paying for it. You are. By purchasing their units, you're paying for them to go around and aggressively shut down the free market. Free market's awesome because it brings quality up and price down. And if you put a monopoly on there and you shut the free market down, now there's no reason to improve. Now there's no reason to bring the price down. So, who's paying for this again? You. By purchasing their triggers, you're paying for that. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching my videos. Again, Only Tactical Fans is the best way to support me. If you don't want to do that, the other best way to do it is going down to those affiliate links, clicking on that Amazon affiliate link. Even if you don't buy what that link is for, just clicking on it and doing the shopping you were already going to do anyway. I know a kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.